It's brunch with Brian, and we're back. Yes, we're back home and happy to be with you today. So, there's a few interesting things. You guys know that I like to go to a place called a website called Check a Day. Check a Day. And it has all kinds of, it tells you what national day it is. And there's some really cool national days today that I thought I would talk about. There's always fodder for conversation, for motivation, for distinctions. What is learning? Learning is making further distinctions in your knowledge set, understanding things a little bit better so that your actions are a little bit smarter and get a little bit more effective. So that's what it's all about. We need to learn stuff. So there's some fun things to learn today. Come here, boys. I'm working on whistling. I never used to be able to whistle. And then when we had a grandbaby, I said, I got to learn how to whistle so I can whistle at games and stuff like that. So I've been working on that. So that wasn't too bad of a one. So the babies are here because what is today? It's take your dog to work day. Come here, boo. Yeah. Come on, boo. Yeah. So take your dog to work day. There you are, Willow. Look at that. You're at work with me. Yes, you are. So I don't even think of this as work because I love doing it so much. But there's Willow. Take your dog to work day. Yes, what a big girl. So take your dog to work. Oh, what about our little ones? Come here, little ones. We never get to see you guys. Oh, and there's the little ones. Yes. They're too short. They're getting kind of scruffy. That's Saturn and Mars. Mars is the cutie. So if you have a dog, you're supposed to take them with you to work today. Yes. All right. What else is today? What other cool things are today? Well, when you go on Check a Day, you'll see that it's International Day of Yoga. That reminds me that I haven't been playing pickleball as much lately, and my body is reflecting it. We were on a trip, and I was not as fit. I had a couple more aches and pains than I usually do. So that's important that you do what? That you stretch in some way. I mean, just when I think about yoga, remember, I lost 50 pounds in 50 weeks back in 2013. And I thought, wow, my body's going to be the same as it is in high school because I weigh what I did in high school. But wrong, because your body gets older and creaky. But if you stretch, if you stay stretching, you can stay limber and you can retain your fitness level into advanced age. You could be, there's people who are 80, in the public eye. And whenever I see somebody who's 80 or more, who's getting around good and doing well, I always think, okay, that's my target. I want to have a really strong 80s. I want my 80s to be my best decade. All right. How is that possible, or how's that going to be possible? Take care of yourself in your 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s. Eat well and stretch. Get some kind of stretching, some kind of yoga, and that will help you stay fit. Remember, I was doing yoga 3 times a week. I was addicted to it for about 2 years, and I wish I could get back to it. I don't have the time anymore. So yes, I feel like I want to get back into yoga, but at least stretching. If you stretch for 5 minutes a day, that's plenty. I mean, well, that's not, spectacular, but it's a lot better than nothing, and it is pretty. It will keep you in pretty good shape. Just 5 minutes a day, or even 5 minutes every other day, was going to be better than what you're doing potentially. It's also National Selfie Day. That's a big thing in the world now. I take a lot of selfies, and selfies are cool, and selfies can help you with social media. You can post your selfies. It's also National World Handshake Day. World Handshake Day. When the pandemic was here, I thought handshakes were going to become a thing of the past. And that's where a lot of medical professionals were happy. We shouldn't be shaking hands with everybody. It's transmitting germs all the time. But now here we are, back shaking hands. Now, me and Lynette are big huggers. We thought, oh no, now we won't be able to hug people at events anymore. That's out the window. We hug people just like we ever did. And so shake hands, so that all, I really thought the world was going to change, because when we were immersed in that pandemic, wow, it was just like a whole different world. But now we're kind of back to normal, more or less. And so world handshake. In fact, let me give you a little tip. When I come up to a deal meeting, when I'm walking up to the door, I will actually put my portfolio with my paperwork under my shoulder. I like one of those black portfolios with the gold tips on the corners, that, like a little portfolio that holds your manila folder. So your manila folder is what everything is in that you're taking out there. Do you remember what's all in there? Don't forget, there's 5 things in. If you haven't made your buying packets, make your buying packets. That gets you motivated, and it says, I'm going to get a deal, in the next 30 days or sooner. So what's in a buying packet? A purchase and sales agreement, a blank one, which you will print up another one and put it in there. That's going to be your backup one in case you have to actually rewrite the contract, because there's a lot of changes. Also, I want you to have a lease with option agreement in there, just in case. If the normal subject to or seller financing offer doesn't work, maybe you can fall back on a lease with option and still get the deal while you're at the house. Okay, so both of those. Then an authorization to release information, and then a lender change of address form if they have a mortgage on the house. Get that signed right away and sent over to the mortgage company, so they feel like, okay, this is a done deal and I know not to talk to my mortgage company. Okay, the only way a deal ever gets messed up with the due on sale clause is if the seller calls the mortgage company and says, hey, I'm selling my house. Is there anything I need to do with you guys with this mortgage? So that's the only thing. So that's why we get that lender change of address letter signed on the first visit. And the other thing is, and don't forget this isn't something they sign and give back to you, but it's crucial. It's called the seller congratulations letter. And that leaves them something tangible that tells them how they sold their house. So that's good. And when I go up to the thing for the handshake, since it's World Handshake Day, I actually have my business card in my left hand. I have my portfolio under my left arm, and I'm out there with my handshake like this. So right when they come to the door, they open the door, there I am with my hand out to shake hands, and then give them my card right there. Now, of course, we have really nice cards. Got double-sided glossy, color both sides, really a nice card stock and full color and everything. It's also World Music Day. This is my last one I'm going to do. Music is really important to me. I use music a lot. I use music when I work. I put music on in the background when we hang out with our friends. This one specific friends we love up in Spokane, who we see all the time, Peter and Dia. Whenever we see them, we always play 70s music. So we'll do game nights and everything when we're up in Spokane every night, and get together and have a treat and play games, go for a walk and talk and do stuff like that. So what we like to do is we put on the 70s music, and for some reason it makes everything seem more fun. You recognize every song on the 70s station if you're old like me. So guys, that's it for today. That was kind of a grab bag. It was sort of what do you call that? Potluck, just sort of a potpourri. That's what I guess I would call it, potpourri today. So a lot of different subjects. Also, on Fridays, we always talk about KPIs for the weekend, which is making your 20 calls. Good morning, KJ. I always love your hearts. It always puts a smile on my face. Tony, good morning. Learning is my way of refining my daily method of operation for success, a lifelong process. Doesn't Tony always have something pithy to say? I love it. Tony, we really appreciate you. Okay, so refining my daily, they call it your MO. Okay, what's your MO? Now, that's actually a abbreviation of a Latin term, modus operandi, which means method of operation. So what's your MO? What's your method of operation for your real estate business? Are you diligent? Do you make sure you put in your 4 or 5 hours, at least 4 hours every week? I'd like it better if it was 5 hours, but if you're putting in 4 hours a week and you know what you're doing, that you can get a lot done. You can get an amazing amount done in 4 hours. So 4 hours would be a sufficient amount to succeed in this business. But what is your MO? What is your method of operation or modus operandi for success? Number one, positive thinking, positive mental attitude. That is number one. That's the basis of everything else. You have a positive mental attitude and you have desire and faith. What are the two most important emotions for success? Desire, you got to want it, and faith. You got to believe you can do it, believe you can achieve it. The rest of it is just figuring out how to do it. Okay, if you got enough desire and enough faith, you can do anything if you just figure out how to do it. Within reason, I'm never going to be a pro baseball player, but you know, if you set a good goal, a realistic goal, then you can absolutely achieve it. And if you say I want to make $1 million in real estate this year, that's a very noble and lofty goal. And I'm not going to say it's not possible, but I'm going to say it's a real long shot because you'd have to spend, you'd probably have to spend 20 hours a week or something. And are you really ready to do that? Is that where you're at in life? If you're retired and you really want to make $1 million a year, and you really want to focus on this business, I don't think most of you guys are in that spot because life is a balance. Okay. Life is a balance. Most of us are not full-time investors. Most of us have a regular life and another job that we do. So we don't want real estate investing to be a 40-hour week job. Okay. It's, the most you could really do is about 20 hours a week. And that's if you're really focused, but that's great. So, you decide how much your focus is, you decide how much you're going to put in, and that will, to some degree, equate to what your income is for the year, right? Okay. Memo, closest to the money, making closing calls. Yes. Missed your inspiration this week. Yes. Looking forward to next week. Remember, I was just gone on Monday and Tuesday. I'm not normally here on Wednesday, but then we did get back on Thursday, which was nice that I could see you guys in the Uber ride. Happy Friday, Wolfpack. Yes. Hi, Isabel. Yacht rock rocks. It's the best. Okay. If you're out on a yacht, you got to have music out there, right? If you're on the lake, you got to have music, or on the ocean. Yes. I love music, guys. Music really is very motivating. And when I get the right music going, I'm writing a lot now with the Psych Ups program, which is going to be the greatest life-changing system ever created by any human being. Okay, that's a pretty bold statement, but I really actually believe that this is going to be the greatest system for mental health and for peak performance ever created on the planet. And I created it. Okay, I am that confident. Oh my gosh, it's so good. And I'm writing my head off every day. I'm trying to write for 6 to 8 hours every day. And so, we got a lot going on. And I love listening to music while I'm writing. It really keeps me focused. Sometimes it's refreshing. I'll be right around 2 hours in. I start to flag a little bit. And so if I get a good run of good songs on there, I can go to 2.5 or 3 hours before I need a break. Okay. Happy Friday and good morning, everybody. WL, haven't seen you in a little bit. Isabel, went to a Gen X concert last night. Hilarious. All of us thinking we're 20, but hobbling around on weak hips. That's funny. Yeah, I see some of the bands, my first bands I went to out touring, like Foreigner. Foreigner, I got second row center seats on that one. I got some really great seats on some of these concerts, but Foreigner, Yes, we used to love this band named Yes, if you ever heard of them, and Ted Nugent. Now, don't forget, there's a Ted Nugent interview with me and him on our YouTube channel. So go to our YouTube channel and type in Ted Nugent, and you'll find this incredible, my producer says, the best rock star interview we ever saw. If anyone's looking for properties in Petersburg, Virginia, I have 2 coming up, looking for cash buyers. Okay, so are those wholesale properties, or are they all fixed up? Are they rehabs that are finished, or are they wholesales that still need work? That's what people are going to want to know. You go, Brian. You go, boy. You go, girl. Okay. Anyway, it was a shout out to the importance and joy of music. Yes, I love music for sure. Okay. Hope by NF. Okay. 70s music is yacht rock. Oh, okay, cool. Stay cool and have a great weekend. Yes, you too, WL. Owner of a Lonely Heart. Yes, that's a Yes song. Love Yes. My first concert was AC/DC Back in Black, and I was 14. Snuck in. I also like ZZ Top. I saw ZZ Top. That was a good one. Cat Scratch Fever. That's a famous one of Ted Nugent's. Like Free for All is one of my favorites there. Both of those are great. Wholesale buy holds. Okay, so wholesales that could be turned into buy and holds. So talk to Isabel. You guys should be messaging each other if you're interested in any. You should always just be connecting with each other. Networking is great. You have things to share with each other. Sometimes you can be a note buddies with people, where if you miss some notes or you miss a brunch with Brian, you can tune in later and say, you can send an email and say, hey, I'm a sharp dressed man. Oh, there you go with the ZZ Top references. Tony always so sharp. He's a sharp mess man. Okay, that's Isabel's number, guys. If you're at all interested in those properties in Virginia, go ahead and call that number and talk to Isabel. Okay, you guys have that? All right, so let's have a fabulous weekend. Let's do some great things. Let's make sure we put in our 4 or 5 hours a week at least, and make at least 2 or 3 hours of calls out of that time period, but make 20 calls. That's the goal. If you get up, now that's not leaving a message. That's actually talking to a human being. So 20 calls a week, talking to a person, that will advance your career. That will keep you moving and learning and rocking and rolling. Okay, so all right, guys. So it's great. Always love spending time with you. And I just love being with you guys. And we're all going to have a great weekend. Let me know on Monday any great developments. And what's our affirmation for today? We kind of did a smorgasbord today, potpourri of topics. So I love the week. I have great weekends. I have productive weekends. There you go. I have productive weekends. Programming your subconscious. Okay, that to have a productive weekend this weekend. Okay, I have productive weekends on 3. Ready? 3 times on 3. 1, 2, 3. I have productive weekends. I have productive weekends. I have productive weekends. Yes. All right. 3 deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Big smile. Let it go. Okay, another one. With the big smile and let it go. And one more. Good job. Awesome. Don't forget to bring your doggies to work today. Give your dogs lots of love. We love our doggies. All right, guys. So I will see you tomorrow. All right. Nope, I won't see you tomorrow. We will see you on Monday with another Brunch with Brian. Thank you. We love you too. Talk to you soon. Keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf Couple, and taking action.